Hello, I am commentating this match between alott0 and EmilyFD. Let's take a look at this board. So the thing that catches my attention is the scholar, that draw to F, so there's no village. So yeah, so that's not option. Draw is gonna be that. But yeah, again, and draw is just not gonna really do much with no village. So they both go for the Bard Smugglers and Bard Silver. I'm not sure how I feel about Bard. Like the only trashing here is alone, so I want to open. I guess you can have one terminal, so I guess out of all your terminals to have, I guess it would either be Smugglers or Bard. I am leaning towards Bard. Bard or maybe Smugglers, whatever. I'm leaning towards Smugglers as my terminal, but either way, I still like the Smuggler's Loan opening. So yeah, they're both going for Idol, which I like. Yeah, Idol is a great source of boomers, and it also gives curses, and yeah, those curses, they're gonna hurt with the only trashing being run. Oh wait, there's a barracks. I did not even notice that. And in the case of barracks, yeah, I guess I can see. Yeah, if there's barracks, still might prefer to go with an envoy and the smugglers. Because yeah, if you put envoy first, like yeah, I want to play I want an envoy and the smugglers. Yeah, that just seems strictly better. Yeah, so they're both just going for the idols. They each have a guardian, so yeah, the guardian will be useful. Like I said, they want to block the idol attacks since they are both going for that. Seems pretty important, yeah. Like that's why, like the C's gift is why they don't want the bot. It's necessary to do it for just one boon, but just like in general, yeah, and the wins gift too. Like it's just, it's not that bad given that like they don't have many actions, but I still don't love Bard here. I'd rather just be taking silvers because the boon just, it's nice but not a must-have. I guess the envoy is something for later, given that like earlier in the game you're just gonna have lots of junk and they're just gonna discard your one good card, and then all it does is cycle it. So yeah, alott0 goes for the black cat. Once they start greening, the black cat doesn't seem all that bad. There is guardian, but yeah, I feel like it's more for the draw than for the curses, I feel. I think now that alott0 should probably be taking, the last idol is also fine, but going to be going for all of these curses, and not curses, these terminals. You want a barracks, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so alott0, they finally take a barracks. That's good. Then, so EmilyFD has more curses in her deck, so that isn't great for her. Yeah. And it'll probably end up fine, really. Like, I'm not too concerned, but it just still isn't great. Yeah. So we'll see how it is like. I mean, at this point, like, alott0 is just ahead. Yeah, so they now both have scholars. I mean, scholar is nice. It does get you a better hand. I mean, the scholars and black cats just don't really go together once you're greening. Yeah, because like the scholar, it takes up terminal space. Like, yeah, that's why I don't like it. I'd rather be spending my turns when I hit 5 on cobblers, and then I can just take silvers, or even loans. Like, yeah, they haven't gone for any. I mean, at this state in the game, you probably don't want a loan yet, but was taken a loan earlier. I mean, I guess they were trying to hit 5 for idle. So yeah, so we'll see. So yeah, because I guess the thing I just realized about black cats is that you like the guardians won't be effective. So now EmilyFD will be gaining a curse. Yeah, even though she had a guardian in here. So that sure is something. Yeah, so that was a lucky boon. Yeah, so we trigger the shuffle. I don't really like triggering the shuffle here. Yeah, yeah, that isn't the greatest shuffle to trigger. I mean, it'll probably end up fine. And like it does mean that the green you get. So yeah, I guess it isn't that bad. Probably was worth it still. Okay. But yeah, playing the 2 guardians. So yeah, her guardians did collide. Probably fine. I mean, not a huge deal. But yeah, they're just going for duchies here. But you dancing like this game, it could end on a pile. I mean, probably won't, but like has that potential because the players are just struggling to hit 8 here, which doesn't surprise me given that their decks are split. Yeah, so that's an unlucky idol play. Yeah. Yeah, they're going for green here. I mean, let's see. So right now, in alott0 behind points-wise, I mean, like EmilyFD is about to have a dud. Like she won't even be hitting Dutchy depending on the boon. So yeah, but that was a nice boon because now she can get to gain a gold. Yeah, and take a birdie in there, so I was able to play that. Because yeah, now alott0 is gonna gain the point. But I mean, it's not like that points lead is really a huge deal. Um, well, yeah, because like, yeah, EmilyFD is just gonna gain the points lead again. Or maybe she will decide to just province. It's a bit unclear to me what she'll do. Okay, maybe I think she should have flashed a copper there if she's going for the duchy, which I think makes sense given that she now has a 50 points lead and it'll be hard for alott0 to get. But yeah, just province. Yeah, hopes her opponent misses, and she won't miss. She has this first game in hand. Yeah, so that's the game. Okay, yeah, so like, oh yeah, so yeah, I alott0 more curses, but was able to finish copper. So yeah, I mean, the big difference with their decks was that like EmilyFD just had so many more guardians, and I guess that's why she took less curses. Anyway, on to the next game. What did I got here? This seems like, well, in a way, nicer kingdom. In a way, it's not great, given that there are like worse attacks and with knights and giants going around. So yeah, but they do have villages of festivals and hamlets. There's more powerful trashing here with Rays, although Rays in the end is not that powerful of a trasher, but like it's also not that bad. I mean, the giant is nice because, like, if you just save the giant and, like, you save your copper for when you get to trigger the giant, then that's your grand market right there. But what I'd rather be doing is, like, like grabbing a skulk to get the gold and then just taking building a hunting party engine, adding counters. And I mean, like the giant, it won't hurt, but I want to get a few festivals in my deck and start like having a way to get the grand markets first, given that grand market is just a good card. I mean, this plan will likely also work. So, I mean, so yeah, just in a hunting party, that is the right move, in my opinion. I mean, we both taken a bunch of skulks for the gold. I mean, personally, might have preferred to have just some silvers in my deck. Like, that is more points per card. Coins per card, whatever. More coins per card is nice. So yeah, well, this seems like, yeah, so then I'll grab I mean that I'd say that was actually a kind of a nice hex there. Getting to trash your skulk and gain a raise. Like that's a really nice one. But yeah, I mean like the golds, they are helpful for grand market. alott0 already has a grand market. Really nice. So yeah. EmilyFD is taking a game Natalie. I mean Natalie is fine, but like not like it is actually. I mean, it is nice to be able to use it to gain some raises, but like you hit the skulk, it's just you're helping your opponent too much. Okay, so now they each have a grand market in there. Probably, yeah, take offer. This is nice. I mean, a hunting party could easily shuffle. Just trash a copper here. We only trash the copper, take the grand market. Or province. I want to build a bit more here before gleaning. Yeah, I mean, Jack just isn't in a state quite yet, although, given that your opponent has a knight in their deck, then, yeah, then that means your deck is gonna fall apart. But when she takes a second knight, this one the enter. So now I think as alott0, you want to be the one to get that Sir Michael. Yeah, so you take Sir Michael. That is definitely the right move. And Sylvia, so yeah, I mean, what I think is the best knight here is in the deck with fewer knights. I mean, alott0 is probably ahead here despite the province, although their deck would have been better off without the province. Yeah, so I mean, getting rid of those coppers is going to get the coppers. Now the coppers are in the shuffle, and they're not great to get rid of for hunting party purposes. Yeah, I don't know why that hesitation was there. Sylvia's clearly better than Skulk. Like, I want to be trashing the Skulks to raise. But yeah, I mean, I guess you do want to build a bit more. Yeah, I think you thin those coppers. But like that being said, like alott0 was already greening, so grabbing those provinces is not bad. Yeah, more green than build. Not more green than build is really a good idea, and this is no exception. Don't do it. Yeah, so now they're both building a bit more. I mean, that province, like, might actually be putting alott0 behind. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So they're just alott0. I mean, the coppers there and take another grand market. Like, unless you're trying to green now, which. I mean, emptying the raise, like. And I guess alott0 is probably winning the short game. And it's not like they really have a way to empty the third pile. I mean, I guess you could, like, pile the states or something. Or, like, even try to pile skulks. I mean, that isn't impossible. Like, pile skulks. Yeah, yeah, they're both leaving. Another giant, I mean, it's probably fine. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that bad. They're just gonna be thinning another copper. I don't want to trash the raise yet. I want to get a bit thinner first. Yeah, so thinning the copper is good. So yeah, just another Grand Market Hamlet here. Yeah, I like that. I mean, as our player, I feel like our player, the escape pile out doesn't seem that distant. It just doesn't. So yeah. Alott0 takes Martin, I mean. Martin isn't bad if you're going to be going for anything like an estate pile out, which I think is not a crazy idea. You want it. Yes, EmilyFD, I think. It's a close pop. And I'm not sure what those two cards are, yeah. While trashing that Grand Market is great. But yeah, she starts provincing. I mean, one could put in another Grand Market, but I don't really want to put your opponent in the position, although when you hit 11, I might have gone for Grand Market Josephine. Yeah. So yeah, alott0 takes out the last Grand Market. Now what do you need to win here? 14 coins and 7 buys. It's hard, but especially for alott0, I can imagine it. You also get like 25 coins, 5 buys, or 22 coins, 6 buys. But that's, and then now, like EmilyFD only needs 10 coins and 5 buys, which means she's hit it before. We'll see if she is able to do it again. Piles are just being lowered right now. I might have wanted a duchy hamlet there. You don't want to let you don't want to let your opponent get that far ahead. Yeah, trashing that giant there. Yeah, province. Now Emily, I think needs to get like a duchy on top of those hamlets, which I mean. Well, now she would have a win if she had taken a duchy last turn. Oh wait, not quite a win. Oh yeah, she would have a win, yeah. Yeah, because she passes past some, I think she passed up some opportunities for buys, because she is more, wait, is this enough? Yeah, this is a win here if she sees it. Yep. Yeah, it's 2-0. This match is first to 2.5 wins. So, I'm gonna quickly see who who the winner of this match will play. Guys get to see standings. Yeah, so they play 0. And that's the other match. I, of course, lost. But that's. Alright, so they seem to have resumed. What is on this board? There's star chart, there is tournament, so yeah. Star chart and tournament is a nice combo. There is witch here, so yeah, I'm gonna want some witches. There is Basilica. Wait, I always forget that. Pretty sure this is like this. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. But like, yeah, which is already taking one by alott0. I feel like, I mean, yeah, alott0 has a witch. They have a bizarre. I mean, they are definitely off to a start here. I mean, like, in the end, these risers and rays, like, it's. I want to be getting draw in here and payload and then taking a province. That's just what I want to focus on out here. Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd, like, like, it's not your only village. You know, it's the best village, but, like, it's not like it's your only option. So I'm not concerned about that. I mean, I do want to be going for some, which is, the cards just staying in their places. This is a weird glitch. Never seen this before, Steph. Anyway, I'll just. Nope. Not sure what's going on with this glitch. Okay, seems to be gone now. So what did we miss? alott0 takes the first province. Yeah, and that province enters the shuffle, which, yeah, they just seem ahead here because now they're just gonna grab these prizes. Assuming they can get it to line up. I mean, it's certainly easier to get your provinces and tournaments to line up with Star Chart, given that you can just like top deck your province and get a couple tournaments. That is certainly an option. These curses are hurting them. And like with such bad trashing around, with the only trasher being raised, that's just not going to be too good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with more ornaments in your deck than provinces. You want to be top decking your province instead of your for a higher likelihood. Yeah, and I mean alott0 has lots of terminals in their deck. I want a ghost town in their deck now. Yeah, I mean farming village or vizier would be better, but you need to get some village in. The other thing you can do is just grab a ghost town when you trigger a shuffle, or about to trigger a shuffle, just to give yourself higher likelihood of lining your cards up. You know, like I mean, here if you had a yeah, they don't have the ghost town in play. Fortunately, they did, then would be a guaranteed tournament that would hit. Do you top deck the province? I don't like that decision. Top deck some. Now you're guaranteed to not have your province hit. I mean, yeah. You're guaranteed to not have it hit, which is not usually something you want. Maybe it is sometimes, but in this case it certainly isn't. Yeah, like okay, so they just keep going. I mean, not zero. I mean, their deck is in a fine condition. Like, meanwhile, like EmilyFD is just struggling to hit 8, which is putting her behind. You play the Vizier first there in hope of finding a province. Yeah, I'd trash an estate. A province there, you already have a pretty good points lead. So yeah, and this is where you take Vizier for highly. I mean, you only have one province and you have a few tournaments. Yeah. And let's look at EmilyFD, given that it's her turn. So what does she have? So there's some stuff going on here. Because like yeah, like I mean, like EmilyFD is just behind. Like, just needs more on there. I mean, like getting those curses in there really hurts. Yeah, so crash the estate. Yeah, I mean, you probably take that. Just okay. So yeah, it ends up working. I honestly think the princess don't want followers or trust. I think I'd want the princess first, given that it is the only source of plus buys here. Like, they are already pretty far ahead. Like, it's not like EmilyFD has anything she can do to catch up. Yeah. Yeah, EmilyFD gets her first province. Yeah, I mean, she has more terminal support in her deck, so I might be able to catch up here, but probably not. I mean, if she can get the trusty steed, which I mean, if she gets lucky on what she finds. Um, yeah, I would advise you usually want to deny them. And here she does fail to find the province. Ooh, but oh no, she does find a province. And she takes the princess, yeah, so I mean the princess puts her ahead. I mean this is alott0's fault, kind of. I mean, for refusing the princess in favor of trusty steed. I mean, that voice might hurt them for the rest of the way. So, alott0 followers. I mean, if the discard attack does hurt your opponent. I mean, yes, you want to get a bunch of raises in your deck before doing that. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, EmilyFD catching up here. Um, Bag of gold. I mean, it's a fine option. Like, it will boost your payload. I wouldn't consider it bad for her. Like, I think the back of gold is good for this board. Yeah, I mean, here you just wanted to trash the raise there. Okay, now you trash the witch. I mean, this is also fine. You can pretty much guarantee yourself any card here. Probably go with Trusty Steed. Yeah, I think that's what you go for. Yeah, take the Trusty Steed. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I mean, like, EmilyFD is definitely winning the long game for sure. And is she able to catch up fast enough? Maybe not so definitely, but she is probably going to be winning the long game. Question is, can alott0 end it fast enough? I mean, do you take a duchy here? Yeah, I think you do. Clearly, they agree with me that you do. I mean, here, I mean, another farming village in their deck. Just for some added terminal support. Also, for tournament, I mean, tournament, it's not terrible. This point's pretty much like EmilyFD need both provinces, so I think you just go for the provinces here. Or double duchy, because I mean, like, she does have the ability to double dutch. I mean, she could technically, if she triple duchy here, or theoretically. Well, now nobody is. So I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, piles, they're not running too low, given that it's a single buy board. Unless you have princess. Yeah, here you probably have a duchy tournament here, honestly. I think it's okay to lower. Yeah, or a ghost town, that works too. I mean, you want your next turn to be good. Yeah, so as EmilyFD here, I want to raise the tournament. Or you can trash the, yeah, I would have preferred to raise the tournament. The diadem, I mean, that is some money, but you to get your princess in play first in order for that money to be worth anything. Yeah, so I mean, EmilyFD will likely have this one. Is right there. I think. And yeah, like, yes, alott0 does better access to estates. But I mean, estates are estates. They would need to get 2 estates to win. Like, there's no or anything. They're only playing the followers once each turn. Yeah, so trash the tournament. I like that. Here, you probably pick up the whip. I mean, you're probably yeah, or the bazaar. I mean, it's not. I think it'll work out just fine. So here, I think you do want an estate. Because if you get an estate and you province next turn, that's how you win, yeah. And they realize that and take it. I mean, so as FD here, I'm looking for ways. I mean, yeah, so taking. So yeah, now they're both ruining their decks. It's, we all know Dutchy dancing doesn't sound as good, but Your estate, yeah. I mean, soon. Like, soon the estate pile will just empty, and EmilyFD will win. And now it is literally impossible for alott0 to win. I mean, unless they have any curses left to trash. I don't think so. I don't know whose deck they are in. I mean, maybe you can trash the curses. I don't know. But if you can trash your curse, then that is the way you. Yeah, alott0 just resigned. It's reasonable. So congrats to EmilyFD. And thanks for watching.